Okay, guys. So as part of the CDM coursework, you have all got to create a pattern suitable for your skirt. So what I'm showing you here is the basic skirt pattern. The front, down in the bottom right-hand corner, the back in the top left, and the waistband. These are the basic parts of a skirt pattern that you would use to make a garment with. Now, the reason I'm talking you through this is because some of you need to think about the skirt that you're going to make and how it's going to be shaped, which is a key feature of how it fits from the body. So typically the hip or seat is the largest lower body measurement, and then the waist is smaller. And it's this shaping from waist into hip which allows the garment to sit and stay seated on the body where it wants to be. And largely, these front darts are all about shaping from the abdomen back into the waist, which happens. And the back darts are all about shaping from the bottom back into the back waist. Now, there is no way of avoiding the necessity to shape around these parts. I mean, largely because the body narrows into the waist, that's why garments fit to that portion on the body. Typically, because the bottom sticks out more than the lower back, you need this kind of shaping, and it's what helps garments stay in place. But on a few of the designs that I've seen, there are no darts showing. So it's important to start to think, how are you going to change that so that the shape of the skirt fits appropriately to the body? Now, there are techniques for doing it. There are techniques you can look at as methods for shaping the waist darts out into flare. But what you have to remember is these are larger darts on the back waist, smaller darts on the front waist, and therefore they also go to different lengths because of the different parts on the body. You know, the bottom sticks out slightly lower down than where the abdomen sticks out, so the front darts are often shorter than the back darts. So they're unequal. And if you were to try and close this dart by pivoting around this point and opening up, shaping into the bottom of the skirt, you would end up with unequal shaping between the front and the back. So there's something to consider there. You can take the garment down a bit lower. And obviously, if the garment was sitting at this line on the body below the end of the darts, it probably wouldn't need so much shaping. And the small amount of side seam shaping will be enough to keep it up. So you can see the side seam shaping here on the front and here on the back. But you have to consider, will there be sufficient for it to hold in place, and will it shape properly to the body? You probably can't go too low down because of people wanting to still wear it. So it may be you could crop the skirt length if it was a little lower on the body to below the front darts, taking an equal amount off the back, retaining some of the back darts and the side seam shaping. That way you might lose the front darts, but you still have a requirement for the back darts here. Okay, so it is important from the base block you're going to create on lecture to work out where will your shaping be. And if you want rid of that shaping, or you want some other shaping, so you want it to be flared and not fit tight to the body, you're also going to have to think about that. So have a look in the Aldrich book, have a look at how it guides you on creating panel division, on creating side seam shaping, on creating fullness in a skirt. Similarly, a very full skirt, because of the way the grain line behaves and because you don't want all of the fullness to fold out, the grain will hang straight. So when there's a lot of fullness in a skirt, it'll often be what they call foregore. So they will split it down the center here and add fullness to the center front and the side seams to try and balance it out. So as the grain line pushes down the middle of a panel, it balances the skirt so it sits without folds at the side. What tends to happen if you add all your fullness to the sides is the front and the back sit very straight, and then the side tends to push out a bit and create some slight folds. So it's notable when poor attention to shaping consideration has been applied to a garment. But this is what a base pattern looks like, the back and the front, okay? And it then has this requirement for these lines where the darts are on the front and the back. So if your design doesn't feature those, you've got to then work out how it is you're going to shape the body effectively. And you can't do it just through the side seam. It creates a very unusual garment that tends not to fit the body very well if it doesn't have suitable suppression in the form of darts on the back and the front. So I want you to have a look at these patterns as the base block and be ready at least on either Wednesday's session or Thursday's session to have a brief discussion about how you think you're going to achieve the shaping you want in the garment you're seeking to make. And then we can look at how you can take your designs a little bit further forward. So I hope this video is helpful. I hope it helps you think about the skirts, how they exist and why, and how you're then going to think about making that garment fit the body and the other types of considerations you're going to have.